Hey guys, it's Reese. Welcome back to the channel. So yeah, finally able to do a chill, laid back, fun, relaxing diecast cars, chill and chat live stream to talk about the diecast cars hobby, my thoughts, my opinions on it, others' thoughts and opinions on the hobby as well. Um, Also showing my newest diecast car finds along with maybe a few other, like cool ones that are like older finds. I wouldn't say like crazy old, like as in 3+ months or like over a year old kind of finds. Yeah. Anyways, I don't really know how long this live stream is going to be, because it's just a open diecast cars live stream to talk about the hobby and show all these cars that I found over these past few days or so. So yeah, just anyone can pop in or out of the live stream whenever they want to. I know this live stream is obviously going to be more than 20 minutes long. So yeah, remember I hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for doing that. I do really appreciate that. So yeah, my thoughts and opinions on the diecast car hobby or this topic is going to be different from other channels out there because to be honest, I've seen quite a few channels quit collecting diecast cars for like numerous reasons. It's like they're not wanting to put in all the time spent into it, like all the gas money and all this other stuff, just to like go to one store in their area to like look for Hot Wheels and Matchbox or other diecast cars, and then walk out of that store with nothing. Now, as strange as that may seem, that's not always true. Some of those channels go far out of their way and they find like 5 or 10 cars, sometimes maybe 20 or so cars, depending on the models and things like that, because not all collectors are the same. A lot of diecast car collectors will collect like some will just be after the Japanese cars only, the JDM cars, Japanese domestic market cars. Some will be after like the European cars or like sports super hypercars. Some will collect only rally cars or like off-road cars like SUVs, trucks, etc. Others collect like everything. Like they don't really have a type of car or like brand they collect. It's like someone could collect only Ford only cars of diecast cars, and that's all they collect. If we had more collectors like this, we would actually find a lot more chases and supers of other cars out there that these collectors who collect like Ford only cars or Chevrolet only cars kind of thing, because then they're not going to want like a Japanese car from Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and premium brands like Johnny Lightning, Auto World, Greenlight, etc. But the problem is not all collectors are like that. Another thing is, a lot of collectors they never set budgets really. Most of them never set budgets. That's another thing that I've noticed. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an exception for that, obviously, because sometimes I do set budgets, but not all that goes as planned, unfortunately. Besides that, the other thing is supers and treasure hunts are sometimes becoming more difficult to find, but the thing is, patience pays off. Or there's the saying, patience is key. If you follow patience is key, you will find your mainline cars you're looking for, or your chases, or your supers that you're looking for in stores. Because the thing is, in all honesty, when you think about it, all these scalpers and hoarders that are like buying like 20-something supers or whatever from like the same store, clearly they have like inside connections of like employees that work there. And to be honest, it's like I don't care. I would not care more or less on that, to be honest, because it's like in time, we're all going to find our super treasure hunts. We're all going to find our Hot Wheels premium chase cars. We're all going to find our Matchbox super chases or the NASCAR liquid colored chase cars. The thing is, though, we're going to find them after all those scalper hoarder people find theirs firstly. Now, the other thing is, you can beat some of those people to the stores if you go there, when stuff is getting put out right on the spot. But remember, you got to be aware. There's probably going to be some scalper or hoarder-like collectors who are possibly there the same time that stuff gets put out. But the thing is, if the employee notices them, they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, whatever name is of, person. You can't go through those boxes because I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to leave a mess. You're not going to clean it up. You're going to be disrespectful. You're going to possibly, for all they know, damage the case and just make a mess of it. And you're only going to take like 1 or 2 cars out of that entire case, plus all the other good cars, and not let, the other people behind you or the other collectors that, can't be there at the same time this stuff is getting put out to buy them later in the afternoon, evening kind of thing. And that's, something that I think, really needs to happen more often. I think if they know someone who's going to make a mess after opening a case, they should, have people who work there, they have all these cameras in the store. They can definitely use them, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, we know this person. They're going to leave a mess, so we're not going to let them open cases anymore. And bam, that person can't open cases anymore if they're caught doing it. Anyways, besides that, another thing is like the employees only area. Like, those are the people who see the cases first, and then it's like I saw a channel or something. I can't exactly remember it off the top of my head now, but I saw like 1 or 2 channels of diecast car collectors, and they're like, they get special treatment, and they get to go, in the employee only area to like, look at the Hot Wheels stuff and actually go back there and have the employee like open them, and they either open them back there, and the collector gets to like, get these cars before they're put out on the sales floor, which I think is very incorrect to do. That is bad practice. That is hurting the community, and it's hurting other collectors. Now, again, like I said, I can't exactly remember what channel it is because I've kind of forgotten now. But backroom collecting, well, not collecting really, but backroom, like Hot Wheels hunting needs to, I think, get put to an end. Because to be honest, I feel like, not even these collectors, but these employees who like, are into the toy cars themselves, who work at these stores that sell them, and they find like a super treasure hunt or a chase or anything like that, they need to be caught immediately because they work for that company and they're just back there picking out all the good Hot Wheels cars. Shout out to Isaac over at Cali Collector 75. Isaac, if you're watching this from your channel, whether it's tonight or sometime tomorrow or the next few days or sometime next week or weekend at any given point, he made a video. You guys definitely need to watch it. He made a video saying that this Dollar Tree employee is back there, and he or she, unfortunately I don't know the gender of them, is opening the Hot Wheels and Matchbox cases and taking all the good cars out. That includes like the treasure hunts, the supers, all the good mainline cars, and like any extras if there was an extra super or stuff like that. So yeah, that just needs to stop. I'm saying this more for the employees' perspective, but it's like these employees should not be letting collectors back there opening stuff before it's on the sales floor, because it doesn't give everyone a fair chance. And it's like, if you already have that car, don't even ask the people at that store to like see if they can let you go into the back room kind of thing if you're a collector, because more often or not, they're going to say no, because they're like, read the sign, it says employees only. If you're not an employee, why the heck are you back there then in the first place? So yeah, that just blows my mind that, certain people get like, special access to go back there and like open cases or something like that. And actually, I don't have a name of this collector. They may not even have a YouTube channel, because I don't think I've ever heard of them having one. This other person at a different Walmart store tells me that, oh yeah, this person one day bought a full case of all 72 Hot Wheels cars and then like returned like 20 plus of them the like same day or the next 1 or 2 days after, only to realize they couldn't find the super treasure hunt. They may have found the treasure hunt, but not the super treasure hunt. because supers are worth more than the treasure hunt. So yeah, that's kind of why. Anyways, moreover, I just feel like, the whole backroom stuff, whether it's a collector or an employee, is back there like opening the cases and like, putting the like all the good main lines and the supers and like, the store exclusive cars like off to the side just for like, either that employee or that collector, that needs to stop immediately because that's just wrong. First of all, it's called a sales floor for a reason, people. Let's get it right. You shouldn't even be opening the pallets unless you talk to management and they approve it. Then that's a different story. But it's like, if you just ask a normal employee, majority of the time they're going to be like, no, you can't open it. I'm just saying that as an obvious fact because it says sales floor because they can't have employees working there or other collectors opening them until they're put away on the pegs. Well, that's what really should be happening. But I've seen a few channels where the toy car aisles are like super trashed and stuff because the collectors, or some of them might be employees, I don't know for sure, are just throwing the cards all throughout the aisles. Not even just the diecast car aisle, but like all the aisles across the store. In fact, sometimes you could find a toy car for all you know, like in sporting goods in the store, or like in apparel sometimes because certain people put them there. I don't understand why a toy car would end up in apparel. That just sounds really bizarre or weird, in my opinion. But again, some collectors, they like to just take off with the case or cases and they hide from the employees, view. But then when you think about it, you're running in that store, the employee is going to notice it. And then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, this collector is just, going to leave a mess of this case and just put it somewhere else where it's not supposed to be, kind of thing. And then sure enough, the box ends up being found like in a completely different section in that store, not even like near the pallet or in the toys area, or like on the employee's restock cart, or wherever it's supposed to be put after you're given permission by management to open the case. Because like I said, if you're given permission by management to open a Hot Wheels or any diecast car brand case at any store that sells them, that's a completely different story. But the weird thing is sometimes it's like, one person in management can allow you to do it, but then the next day or so goes by and, a different management person sees this, any collector, male or female, whatever their name could be, they may not all have YouTube channel. They're going to be like, yeah, I saw you here yesterday opening a case, but I'm not the same person, so I'm sorry, but the answer is no, you can't open the case, kind of thing. Because again, they're not the same person who you ran into 1 or 2 days ago for the diecast car cases. But like I'm saying, patience and persistence will pay off, and they're both keys in diecast car collecting community. Because if you think about it, even if you get beat by a scalper, you're gonna find your cars you're looking for eventually, anyways. I mean, anyone's going to find them. Doesn't matter like what kind of collector you are of anything you collect. But for us toy car collectors, it's like, another point is that something I want to bring up. Why are we fighting over these toy cars? It's like, some channels will have like certain videos saying like, these 2 or so people or more than 2 people were like fighting over the Matchbox basic cars. And it's like, there's not even a super chase in there. Why are we fighting over $1.18 or 20 something plus tax toy car? That's just silly and stupid. And to be honest, it makes other collectors in the hobby or community of diecast cars collecting look bad or kind of silly. And to be honest, the not so good thing is if you fight over toy cars over and over again, they'll probably get locked up. People will get banned from that store, and it's just silly. You get banned from a store for fighting over $1 something toy car plus tax. That's like the silly and most pointless thing to get kicked out of a store for, at any store that sells toy cars. That's just one of the all-time lows that should not be happening to anyone in this diecast cars collecting community of the hobby. Another thing is I know there's some channels out there who will like call stores to say like, hey, when did Walmart or whatever store you're getting toy cars are getting your stuff in. And the thing is some people will be like, oh yeah, I have zero clue, I don't know when they're coming in. Other people will, surprisingly, others might be a little bit more, I guess, willing to say it. But the problem is some stores can be very off on their dates of when they get toy cars in. So it's like, if a channel calls a store and they say they get cars in like, the 8th of October of this year, but then they don't come in till like the 13th of October somehow. See, the problem is a lot of these, people who are calling these store employees to see when they get the toy cars for Hot Wheels, Matchbox, or any other toy cars in their stores, they may not necessarily know exactly if they'll have them in that day, kind of thing. Because the problem is that one employee can't control when the trucks that get the toy cars come into the stores. So then it throws all those people off for a curveball or a loop. It throws them off completely because sometimes you may not catch them right away. So that's kind of something that, tends to happen at a lot of stores. A store could say they get toy cars in a certain day, and then they turn out they don't show up till like a few days or so later. Anyways, enough talk about that. Let's get into showing some cars. Mercury Cougar Eliminator from 1969 in a really nice, like aquamarine blue or teal blue color. And funny enough, I have the recolor version of it in like a olive green color, and the rims are different, but the tires and wheels do look similar. So here's both of them. The bottom one's the first color from this year. The top one's the new recolor from this year. And actually, the previous color came out in 2024 J case for Hot Wheels this year. The next one came out in 2024 P case for Hot Wheels this year. Oh yeah, finally got this guy for my Transformers Hot Wheels set. I'm just missing the Beetle and the Mustang. I already have the Bugatti and the Corvette. I did see quite a lot of Bugattis, Corvettes, and Puganis, but I'm guessing the Mustang and the Beetle are like only 1 or 2 per case for this set here. It's a set of 5 cars. Here's the other cars for the set. Like I mentioned, custom Volkswagen Beetle, Ford Mustang GT, Bugatti Veyron, Pagani Huayra, Corvette C7R race car. So yeah, some of these cars I will be opening in this live stream. Some of them will be staying in their card packaging. Like this one right here. This is the newest Walgreens exclusive diecast car from Hot Wheels. It's the Shelby Daytona Cobra Coupe in white. They've made this car in I don't know how many other colors, but it's been out for quite a while. Yeah, the first release was 2006 Mattel. So if it says that, that means it's probably really from like 2005, but released in 2006, meaning it was new for 2006 then. Now, here's a cool one. Check out this little old school race car. Honda S800 Racing. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. This is from Hot Wheels Race Day, and it's car 10 out of 10 in the set, and it's new for 2024. This one's really cool looking. It's Gordon Murray Automotive T50S. This car in real life makes 655 horsepower. I think it's a V8 engine. I'm not fully sure because I've never heard of this brand too often before. But check out this beauty. I mean, that's just a really nice car. It kind of looks like a Mercedes-Benz Project 1 and a Koenigsegg car just mashed together somehow. That's what this looks like to me. So yeah, that's what that one looks like to me. Also, this is from Hot Wheels Exotics. It's 7 out of 10 in that series. I'm just showing all the cars firstly, and then I'll let you know which ones I open. This one's going to be open because it does actually have like some crap on it, I think. Yeah, it does. This is a Dodge Viper SRT 10 ACR. Doesn't this look like Zamac color almost. Now, some of these cars I'm showing are from 2024 NNP case, but the funny thing is, the car I show at the very end, before I'm, done with the live stream after opening all the cars I plan on opening, is going to be really confusing of what super treasure I ended up getting from this dump bin at a Walmart store. Because this Walmart store's dump bin had J, N, and P case, and N case is a fantasy super treasure hunt. I could kind of be in the middle about it because it's a fantasy race car, but P case has a really cool Lamborghini race car in red. That's one I'd rather honestly get more often. So yeah, there's that Viper. McLaren P1 in red. This, in my opinion, could have been a Target Red edition, but Hot Wheels, I guess, decided not to make it a Target Red edition, and I'm really glad that it wasn't, because if it was, the chances of finding this as a red edition would be very low. Oh wait, Hot Wheels already has made this as a red edition, just not in this color. That's right, they have made this McLaren P1 as a red edition car. I believe it was, I want to say white or black with like some red like paint on the car somewhere. I don't know if it was like the doors, the wheels, or the rims, but I know it had some red paint on there. Here's 3 really cool cars from, well, 2 of them are from P case, 1 from N case. This one from N, these 2 are from P case. The cars are a Nissan GTR R35 Liberty Box version 2, 2020 Koenigsegg Jesko, and a 2016 Ford GT race car. Now, the last 3 cars I show before I start opening cars is Aston Martin DB4 GT High Speed Edition, Porsche 911 Rally, Tesla Model S Plaid. These are the 3 last cars I'm showing before I open certain cars in this live stream. Alright, so these 3 cars that I just showed, I'm going to be opening. These I'm going to be opening. These I'm going to be opening. These I'm going to open. This I'm going to open. These 2 right here are not getting opened because I actually have one of this already. This is the only one I have of this guy right here. So those are not getting opened. Let's start opening some diecast cars, well, Hot Wheels cars, because that's what they all are. Starting off with Pagani Huayra from the Transformers set. This is 5 out of 5 from the set. And I believe it's Hot Wheels' first or second time releasing a Pagani Huayra in red. There it is, out of the packaging. That is just really nicely done. Headlights and taillights fully detailed, which is something that not all the time you'll see happen in a Hot Wheels basic premium car set. Yes, I call these basic or fake premiums because it's like they're over $2 per car for these things. They're called the Silver Label Series Premiums, which is funny that they call them a premium to begin with, because it's like the only thing premium about them is like, the paint job or, the color of the car, or like the headlights and taillights are fully painted kind of thing. Other than that, they're not really much different from a basic car. Next up to open is the Liberty Box Nissan. Now, I only have one of this, but the funny thing is, I know I'm probably going to find another eventually. This was from 2024 P case. Check out this beauty. I have, 3 or 4 other color versions of this car in my collection. I have 2 of them in blue. I have a dark blue, a light blue, and I think one's white or black, I believe. So yeah, this makes color variation number 4 or 5 in my collection of this one. But this thing is just too beautiful to pass up for like any collector. Now the weird thing is the taillights are not painted, but that's okay. The headlights kind of look like they're painted, but not exactly. Koenigsegg Jesko. I have this one in purple. I believe it came out in, I want to say like a silver and gray color as well. I know it came out in, maybe yellow as well. I'm not fully sure, but it's a 2020 Koenigsegg Jesko in orange. I mean, look at the orange on this one. it's kind of interesting that they did orange next. Now, strange as it may seem, they've never fully painted the taillights on the Koenigsegg Fiasco from Hot Wheels for any version that came out, I believe, unless they made like the first, second, or third version with painted taillights. But other than that, they've only painted the headlights for this one. Here it is, fully opened out of the card packaging. It's from Hot Wheels Exotics. It's a hypercar, 1,500 horsepower in this from a V8 engine. I do believe it's twin turbo. Next up, McLaren P1 in red. This is what? When did it come out? Yeah, 2014. So I probably have like 3 to 5 different color versions of this car, I think. This one's in red from Quarter Mile Hero set, which is also the same set the Tesla Model S Plaid is from. And that car is fully electric, 4-wheel drive, 1,000 horsepower. Not this McLaren, but the Tesla that I will be getting to eventually. Now, before I open more cars, there is one more topic I want to mention about the diecast car collecting community and hobby. It's not a happy topic, but it's not like terribly sad. There was one channel saying like, stuff you should do, like, with your diecast cars collection, like, after you pass or aren't alive anymore. But that's not what I want to mention. What I want to mention is something different. It's kind of going to be a little bit more happy rather than sad. Instead of, saying it that way, this is what I think of. What should you do with your diecast car collection as you get older or as you start aging more? Because, I don't really give away my age or any personal information for that matter on any of my live streams, whether it's diecast car stuff for like, this kind of a diecast car live stream or toy car hockey or toy car baseball, or just on my videos of whatever I make in general on my channel. So yeah, more of what I was saying is, like, as you start getting like, anyone in this diecast car collecting hobby, like, you're what, 40 or so plus years old, it's like, diecast car collecting isn't going to be as fun as it used to for everyone. It's like, once us diecast car collectors, eventually hit a certain age, whatever that age may be, it's like you just start getting a feeling or thought like, this isn't fun for me anymore. What am I going to do with these toy cars? And it's like, if you have kids, you can give them to them, but the problem is, you just don't know what your kids are going to do with your toy cars, especially like your chases and your super treasure hunts, all of that kind of stuff. But the thing is, if you bring them into YouTube, and make sure they watch all these channels out there, they're going to get a better understanding of like, what to do with like treasure hunts, chases, super treasure hunts, all that kind of stuff. Once you are at that age of, diecast car collecting doesn't become as fun as it used to be for you. Because I'm just going to say this, there's going to be a point in all of us out there in this diecast car collecting community hobby that we hit a certain age, whatever that may be in our lifetime, where this just, isn't as fun as it used to be. And also it becomes more exhausting and tiring. That's another thing that I want to mention. Diecast car collecting does get, tiring after a while. You collect all these cars for like years and years on end, only to realize, once you hit that age, you're just going to be like, I really wish I had done something else in my life, kind of thing. Like, not to say like, before you pass or anything by that, by any means whatsoever, but more or less of, you're like, what? Any collector, in this hobby that's like, 40 plus years old kind of thing, it's like, they're probably going to hit that point where they're like, this just isn't as fun as it used to be for me. And then the problem is, some of those people start buying cars online and then they realize they're paying the scalper prices from eBay for these cars. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's like, I mean, even for someone like me in this diecast car collecting community, it's like, once I start aging more, it's like, is it really going to be worth going into the, stores looking for these cars? I mean, to be honest, your answer still should be yes, but it's like, you know, me and, everyone else out there, if you're like 40 or so plus years old, is it really worth that risk going to the stores? Because the problem is, once you start, aging, getting older and older, as months, days, weeks, years, all of that stuff goes by, you're gonna start not wanting to, rush to the aisles as quickly as you used to, kind of thing, because, your body over time does start getting weaker. That's just, something that happens to everyone. Whether we want it to happen or not, that is something that does happen. So that does take a toll on us diecast car collectors. And the problem is, I don't want to scare anyone by saying this, but, what happens if someone in this hobby or community ends up, getting like some, diagnosis that they didn't want to hear? Like, anything really. Or like you're out collecting toy cars and bam, your leg's broken and now you can't go to the store for a while, kind of thing. Or you can, but you have to be really slow getting there. So yeah, the other thing is that could happen at any given point in this diecast card collecting community when you're out there in the stores. You just don't know like what injuries or what bad could happen when you're out there in the stores going through those dump bins and stuff. I've cut my fingers, a few times looking for, cool mainlines or supers or chases or anything cool that catches my eye in this hobby. And it's like later on in life, that takes a toll on every collector in this hobby. So we just got to realize that. Anyways, let's put the sad or not so happy stuff of the diecast card collecting community hobby off to the side, and probably not going to want to bring it up for the remainder of this live stream. But, a lot of these things I mentioned in this live stream are going to be true facts for anyone in this hobby or collectibles of any other, collecting hobby, whether it's sports cards, anything really. Opening the 2016 Ford GT race car next in this like lime green, yellow green light color, or bright lime green color, or neon green. I mean, this is just a beauty. This is just really nicely done from Hot Wheels. They did fully paint the headlights, but the sad thing is they didn't fully paint the taillights. So you kind of missed out on that one, Hot Wheels. Next up to open is the Honda S800 Racing. Now this is new for 2024. But the thing is, as I open these cars, it's like, I understand, some collectors like to keep all their cars unopened completely in the card, but it's like, if you have a Hot Wheels track and like, you don't have kids whatsoever, race them down your tracks. Racing Hot Wheels cars down your 4-lane or 6-lane tracks, or like, a special track you have, and like clock the lap times with the stopwatch app on your phone or whatever device you use, is going to make you happy and bring up so much joy and happiness for you in this hobby. If you just keep them carded and unopened, it's like you're just looking at something thinking, oh, like 5 years or so from now, this car is going to be worth a huge amount of money. I'm just going to mention something. I am not a reseller. My diecast car channel does not ever, now or in past weeks, months, or previous years when I've started this channel, ever focused on reselling. But this one is really nicely done. Now, silly me realized that that dump bin was full of N and P case cars. I missed out on 2 Toyota Supras. One was like dark green, the other was a Fast and Furious themed color one, but it's like to be honest, it's a tuned car, and it's like, I don't know what everyone's thoughts are on the tuned Hot Wheels series. They're like small and tiny, and it's like, I understand some collectors think like they're cool or like cute looking, but it's like, some of them are just, interesting. I'm not saying they're ugly by any means. I'm just saying they're interesting because it's like that's something you don't see from Hot Wheels that often. Dodge Viper SRT10 ACR is the next one I'm opening. But yeah, like I'm saying, diecast card collecting community hobby. For anyone watching this live stream now or whenever they see it on their channel, I am not trying to, upset anyone in this hobby by any means whatsoever. I'm just saying that, certain factors in this hobby are why we are seeing less treasure hunts and less supers making the sales floor. And any, whether it's grocery stores or, like Hobby Lobby even, we're not seeing a lot of these chases and super treasure hunts, Matchbox super chases, premium brand chase cars, Hot Wheels premium chases making the sales floors in any stores that sell them, not including the special diecast car hobby shops, because those are going to have all the supers and treasure hunts you could think of, including chases as well. But yeah, these factors are why some of these channels are just not out there, collecting toy cars anymore. Or it's why they are now buying cases and buying chases, supers, whatever main lines they want online at over market value prices. And the sad thing is when you do that, you just let the scalpers win, or you let the hoarders win. Well, hoarder as in another term for scalper, I guess you could say. Next up to open is a really cool Aston Martin DB4 GT High Speed Edition. This is actually a land speed record car from Aston Martin from, I don't know when they made this car. I know, okay, so this car was actually born in 2023 England. Interesting. Well, I'm going to open it. Funny thing is, this car's from Musclemania. Aston Martin never made a muscle car, actually. They're all like luxury touring cars or like sports supercars. But this is a beauty. I mean, that is just really nicely done. That silver color is so shiny, it almost looks like Zamex silver color. Next up to open is the Gordon Murray Automotive T.50S. Really nice exotic car. Here it is again. Thought I'd show it one more time before I open it. This is just really beautiful. Look at the back. I don't know what that is, but that's like a cool exhaust thing, if that's the exhaust for this car. That is just super cool. I mean, this is a really nicely done one. I gotta give them credit. I think I'm gonna open this guy a little bit later. Next up to open is a 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator from Musclemania. This olive green color is actually not that bad looking. It's a very unique color choice. It's like an olive or jade green like color. I wouldn't call it jade green because jade's a little bit darker, if I'm being honest. And actually there's a stripe there, and then in white, in letters, it makes out the word Eliminator, which is really cool. Next up to open, Tesla Model S Plaid in a really nice blue color. Now this one does have fully painted headlights and taillights, and I did mention earlier the facts or stats about this car. 1,000 horsepower from electric battery motors. It's four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and this is technically the fastest Tesla they have out there until the new Roadster gets released. But funny thing is, Matchbox does have a few versions of that car, and I do have like probably 2 or 4 of them. I'm gonna open this guy right now. This is just nicely done. That blue is really nicely done for the Model S Plaid from Hot Wheels. Really nicely done. Interesting. What's this here? That's weird. Okay, where did the packaging go for this guy? There seems to be some paint worn off on this car suddenly. Did someone get like handsy with it or something? I don't know, because this doesn't seem to be coming off. Clearly that's a paint defect. Oh well. Well, to be honest, it's already open. Paint's gonna wear off more than likely anyways, so not that big of a deal. Last one I'm opening is probably one of my favorites from Hot Wheels this year, the Porsche 911 Rally Car. Now, I showed this along with a bunch of these other cars that you're seeing in this live stream in a previous video, and it's funny I mentioned this, but one of my channel subscribers said it's a dot car rally car, so Hot Wheels really should have called it a Porsche 911 dot car rally car instead of just 911 rally. But again, because none of us work for Hot Wheels, that's why we can't really have stuff like that, be on the card for the car's name. This is from Hot Wheels Turbo, and it's new for 2024. The funny thing is, when I went through that dump bin, I was actually looking for this car so badly, I found like 3 or 5 of them in one day. And here it is, fully opened. Check out this beautiful Porsche 911 rally car. Or as it should be called, Porsche 911 dot car rally car. This car in real life makes 473 horsepower. It's 4-wheel drive. And in real life, this thing costs over $250,000 US. Because I actually have seen one of these in real life. Which is, something that you don't see too often. Funny thing is, I saw it at a Ferrari dealership, which made it even more funny. And, yeah. Next up in the live stream, well, this guy's not getting opened. And you're going to figure out why soon enough. You see that gold flame down there? It's my first 2024 Hot Wheels case Super Treasure Hunt for any 2024 Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt from this year. First one found, finally. Finally have one. Took a long time, but I finally got one. And to be honest, I'd rather have this guy over that Solero GT fantasy race car because, to be honest, it's like the Solero GT is a fantasy car. Not many people probably know about it or where it's from. That may or may not make it more rare for all I know. But there's something also about this car that I like. That's something I used to like in diecast cars in general, probably like months or years ago. I really was into cars that have a spare tire, and this one has a spare tire. So yeah, that's kind of funny that I mentioned that. But yeah, this Super Treasure Hunt is obviously staying in its card unopened because now I have 2 Super Treasure Hunts in my collection in total. I used to have 2 or 3, I believe, but traded a lot of them in for something really cool. That's not going to be shown in this live stream, unfortunately. So yeah, found this guy a few days ago at a Walmart store. It's the new Vauxhall Astra, and it turns out this one is fully electric actually, because it has 2 electric battery charging fuel doors in the back of the car. How do I know it's electric? There's no exhaust pipe painted on the underbody of that car coming out. Well, let's see. I'm just trying to figure out anything new I could show before ending the live stream. Oh yeah. Found this guy hidden at that same Walmart store that I got the Vauxhall at, the Nissan Fairlady Z from the Japan Historic Sport set, which has a really cool chase car. And it's not the chase, but it's the main of the chase, and it's really nicely done in this blue color. Really nicely done in this blue color. Let's see here. Oh yeah, M case. I made a short on my channel about probably 4+ days or maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago This is my favorite 2024 M Case Hot Wheels mainline car. I'm going to have a video coming up on my channel probably tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, sometime this weekend, either tomorrow, which is the last day of this weekend, or sometime next week. And it's going to be a fun video challenge because it's something I haven't done before on my channel ever, actually. It's a first for my channel. It's going to be a fun video, trust me. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching, joining, stopping by, all of that good stuff. For anyone that was in the chat feature, besides me, thank you for being in the chat mode feature. If you're still watching, thanks for stopping by, everyone. But I gotta end this live stream because it's getting close to about 14 minutes away from an hour, and I'm actually starting to get a little bit tired now, so gotta end the live stream. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy diecast cars hunting. But I'm just gonna end the live stream with something. Stay positive and be happy. If you stay positive and be happy, you will find anything that you're looking for, whether it's diecast cars collecting or trading cards collecting or anything in general that you wanted to add to your sports card, Pokemon, whatever diecast cars collection. You will find it in future eventually. Just remember that persistence and patience will pay off in the end, and everyone's going to find all the toy cars they are looking for. Sometimes it will take longer than you expect, but in the end, you're going to find those supers, chases, whatever you're looking for. Bye now, laters, Reese out, and I will see you in my next live stream, either tomorrow or sometime next week or next weekend. Bye, laters. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your day as well, too. And hopefully you're all doing well after that hurricane, and now there's another storm hitting your areas. I do hope you're all doing well. I'm really sorry for all of you without power. We should all send prayers to all of those that weren't able to, unfortunately, make it through that. I mean, that's something sad that I do not ever wish, nor do I want to mention, but it's something that unfortunately does happen in turn of these storms happening. Some people just don't make it. Some people are without power for a really long time, and that's just sad and unfortunate to hear. And actually, Hunting Hot Wheels International, the channel I watched, was one of those few who was without power for a little while. So we need to just remember that these storms and stuff do actually affect people in the diecast card collecting community and the trading card collecting community as well. So hopefully all of you guys are doing well, safe, and finding ways to avoid those storms as best as possible. That's officially the end of the live stream. Bye.